Hey guys, it's Sherry here, and today we are having a keto mukbang. If anybody wants to tell me exactly how to pronounce that, is it mukbang or is it mukbang? Mukbang is just a person eating food, and it kind of encourages people to eat whatever food that they're eating. I mean, that's my own definition. And mukbangs became popular in Korea. It's a big thing. So if you ever were to search mukbangs on Instagram or on YouTube, you'd see a lot of Asian folks doing it, and they eat some really good stuff: burgers, lobster, and a lot of the things. Some of the things aren't keto friendly, so I want to do a keto friendly mukbang. So the other night I had my broccoli and carrot crust pizza, so now I am having some pork rinds, which is definitely on the top of the keto friendly list, but it might be considered dirty keto. I'm a little hungry. I haven't had anything really since breakfast. I had a little bit of my homemade kimchi. If you guys like kimchi, I make my own. Of course, it has that really strong smell, so my husband walked in and is like, what the hell is that smell? So so we're not going to do a kimchi mukbang today. So this is what I usually buy from Walmart. Baconettes. I don't even know what the name of it is, but it is fried pork rinds, and so we are going to eat this. And the reason why we do eat this is because keto is a high fat, low carb, very low carb, and moderate protein, and pork rinds has high fat. So you can look, and it has some sodium, which is good for us because oh, is it backwards? Hello. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to show you. So I'm just going to have to tell you. Let me tell you. So it's 9 pieces, 80 calories, and 5 grams of fat, 300 milligrams of sodium. So 0 carbohydrates, so that's what we're aiming for. And no sugar. Yes. So I'm going to open these bag of chips. And I like to dip my pork rinds in some dip. So maybe for some of you that really don't like pork rinds, maybe you should make your own dip. My favorite is to mix salsa and sour cream. A little bit of the salsa, because salsa has carbs. So just a little bit of that with the sour cream, and sour cream has a lot of fat. It's really good. And another thing which I grew up doing is having vinegar and salt with my pork rinds, and I have some guacamole, so I have 3 dips to do. 3 dips to dip my pork rinds in. So I have my guacamole. So this was like the big container of I think it's the Holy Guac or brand that they sell at Walmart. So they only had like the bigger container. I think it was at Walmart or Winco's, I forgot where. So it kind of turned a little brown. It oxidized a little bit. And then I have just plain sour cream. And then I have my vinegar and salt. If you're a Filipino, you grew up eating pork rinds with vinegar and salt. But of course, when you grew up, people said pork rinds is bad because it's high in fat and cholesterol. But now, on the keto diet, it's all right. So let's get on with the eating. So yeah, since I've been on keto, my appetite has really decreased. It took a while. It took at least a month for me to finally see that change in my appetite. When I was eating normally, and I did try like a vegan diet for like about a month, believe it or not, after being on keto for like almost a year. 2 years ago. I decided to do it recently because of my back issues. But I found that being on a vegan/vegetarian and then going back to my regular eating habits, I was hungry all the time. Like seriously, I would eat a meal and then I'd want to eat something else. So that's one thing that I do appreciate about the keto way of eating, is that you get satisfied because of the amount of fat that you're eating and protein. You're not hungry all the time. if you're eating enough and you're eating the right amounts of fat. So for some people, they'd say, oh, don't do the keto coffee. But for me, keto coffee has always worked. So I drink my coffee with butter in the morning. And I'm good. Like until 12 o'clock, I do a little bit of like unintentional intermittent fasting. And I don't eat until 12. Lately, I just haven't been hungry. And the last time that I ate, when I posted my video, it was at about, I think about 10 or 11, and it's already 4 o'clock. So let's have a little bit more guacamole right there. I'm going to switch it up now with some vinegar and salt. When you dip the pork rind in the vinegar and salt, it makes like this pop, crackle, and sound. It's really good. You should try it. Another thing that I grew up eating that Filipinos love is cucumbers, sliced cucumbers, and vinegar and salt. It's so good. And jicama too. Jicama with vinegar and salt is good too. And mangoes, green mangoes. So, as you notice, we're all about the vinegar and salt. So this is Bragg's apple cider vinegar with sea salt and my pork rinds. I'm just going to go ahead and just put the toppings right here. Still learning how to do this. So I have some sour cream. So yeah, just try that. If you really don't like pork rinds, just try these toppings. And it's pretty satisfying. Especially if you choose sour cream or guacamole and you're hungry. Because when I first started keto too, I wasn't really a big person eating pork rinds. I was like, what? We're eating pork rinds? Like, how does that even make sense? But it works for the keto diet. Some people choose not to eat this, but, you know, that's up to them. You keto the way you want to, you know. If you feel like it works for you. I mean, I eat a ton of vegetables too. And some people don't really believe in eating too many vegetables on the keto diet. So as long as, you know, your carbs are low, your fat is high, and your protein is moderate. I feel I'm okay. I've already lost inches with just what I'm doing. I'm getting some food in my hair. So we're going to try that vinegar and salt. The sour cream. You know, another good thing to dip your pork rinds in is Tabasco sauce. The green one, oh my god, that is the best. That is another keto condiment is Tabasco, green Tabasco, because it doesn't really have much carbs. So there's my guac. So I haven't eaten dinner yet. I don't know if I will because I'm not really hungry. I mean, I'm hungry now because I'm eating, but I'm not super hungry. I'm looking for a napkin. Okay, well, I'll just use this washcloth. Thought I had everything close by. Here's some guac with pork rinds. The great thing about pork rinds is that it has that crunch. 2 months ago, before I went back Whoops, that's my speaker. Sorry. Gotta turn it off. 2 months ago, before I came back on keto, I went back on keto. What is going on with that thing? It's my speaker. Okay. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. So 2 months before I went back on keto, I was eating some potato chips, along with like, you know, a moderate amount of ice cream. And I thought, just a little bit is okay. And you know, the funny thing is, the weird thing about me is that my weight could stay the same. And like if I'm, like before I was working out, I was doing keto or low carbing, but I would look like I'm losing weight. But the same thing happened when I wasn't able to work out. Because I haven't been able to work out because of my back issues. Right now I'm standing because I prefer to stand than sit. It just hurts too much. So, anyways, going back to gaining weight, that's why you can't rely on the scale. You really can't. You know, just because you had, you know, you're doing everything and then you go on the scale and you're like, man, you're expecting like a 5-pound weight loss. And then you look on the scale and then you gained 3 pounds. It could be anything. It could be your water, the water that you're retaining. It could be the muscle that you're gaining through your workouts, especially if you lift weights. And so we have this thing on these Facebook groups, and I'm sure you've heard of it. You have to look at your NSVs, which is your non-scale victories. You know, you got to look at whether or not, you know, hey, is my clothes lighter, loose now? Looser. Am I feeling better? Are people complimenting me on my weight loss? So don't get discouraged, guys. Really don't get discouraged. But anyways, going back on gaining weight, so I was making excuses for what I was doing. I was like, well, I'm just moderately eating this and moderately eating that. And really, I wasn't eating much. Because I had returned to old eating habits, I would like moderately eat this, but it was like high calorie, high sugary foods. And white rice. White rice is like my kryptonite, I always say that. I began to gain inches, but my weight hardly changed. And I was lying to myself and saying, well, you know, I only gained like 5 pounds. But what scared me is it started to go up more and more and more. And you know, when you're married, you know, I love my husband because he's really supportive. Very supportive in whatever I do. But one thing about really awesome spouses is that they'll tell you the truth because they know that you need to hear it. I mean, he wasn't mean about it or anything, but he didn't say anything to me about me gaining weight. He just wanted me to be healthy. But when I asked him honestly, deep down inside, I was like, don't tell me the truth. And I asked him, I said, babe, this is 2.5 months ago. I said, babe, does it look like I gained quite a bit of weight? Because I would ask him that, like, because for the last few months, since August, I wasn't able to exercise. He's like, no, you look fine. But 2 months ago, that answer changed. And he looked at me, and he was kind of quiet, because I think he was afraid that he might hurt my feelings. And he was like, you know, your face is looking a little chunky. And I got so mad. I'm the one who asked him, so he told me the truth. And, you know, I'm glad he told me that because that motivated me. I got upset, but then the next day I said, you know what? Forget this. Forget this shit. I'm tired. I'm tired of making excuses for myself. I'm tired of feeling sorry for myself and saying, woe is me, I can't do this now, I can't do that now, and I can't exercise like everyone else in the gym. I can only do like the minimal things because, you know, I only have like these PT exercises that I have to do to, minimize back pain. And I was really getting down. So I said, you know what, forget about it. I'm going to change everything. What? Oh, God. I wish I never brought this stupid thing. It's my battery. My speaker. So, what was I saying now? That's what I did. I stopped giving myself an excuse. The next day, when my husband offered me some ice cream, I said, you know what? I gotta get serious about this. I can't. This is serious. This is my health. This is not only about how I look. This is about how I feel about my health, and I gotta do something. So I started keto. And before that, I attempted to try to get back on keto several times, but it took that one. It wasn't even just that one time. It was just other things too that was really getting to me. I wasn't feeling good, eating the way that I was, thinking the way that I was. And so I just began to look at myself in the mirror. I'm a Christian, so I believe in like the Bible and different verses and stuff that brings me encouragement. Some of those verses would come up and I would talk to myself and I would say, you know what, you can do this. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. So that's one thing that we have to do, is stop putting ourselves down. And it's not just that one time that you're going to feel motivated. You're going to have to constantly tell yourself. You're going to put it in action. You're going to have to drink that water. And the most simplest thing that you can do is drink water. You know, like what I tell people, and it's kind of funny, hide goodies from yourself. My husband is not on keto, so when right now we have 2 tubs of ice cream, so what I do is I put it way in the back of the freezer, and I hide it from my eyes, and it works. If I don't see it, I won't be tempted by it. Sometimes he leaves his snacks on the table, and I'm like, I put it up in the refrigerator, he's like, where is it? And I'm like, I don't want to look at it, you know? So if that, just those simple things is going to help you, then do it. And just know that you can do little things, and little things will turn into big progress. So I'm glad I'm back on keto, and I'm utilizing all the help that I can get with keeping accountable through Instagram. And my husband's very supportive too, and he's on a health journey himself, trying to eat more vegetables, more water, because it happens in life. You know, you're on a health journey, and then all of a sudden you get kind of lazy, and you know, it always happens that way, but you always have to push yourself back, because, you know, we hear about our friends that literally are dying. Friends, Luke Perry having a stroke, you know, just things like that. It makes you change. Like, wow, it hits close to home, and it's like, that guy was like the same age as me, and he passed away. So, whatever health journey you're on, I mean, I don't judge people. Whatever works for you, but keto is working for me right now, and this is what I'm on. But anyways, you guys have a good night. Thank you for joining me on my keto mukbang. I hope that my keto mukbangs improve and I have the more equipment. I don't know what else I need, but just more visual, I guess. But thanks for joining me. You have a good night.